What do you think of when you hear the word road? A smooth, paved surface to get you from point A to point B, right? But what if I told you that the very roads you drive on today owe a lot to a civilization that lived 2,000 years ago? A civilization that didn't just make roads, they revolutionized how the entire world moved and communicated. It's 43 AD, and the Roman Empire is expanding. It's no longer just a city on the Tiber River. It's a sprawling empire stretching across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. But with this immense territory came a problem. How do you control such a vast empire? How do you communicate, trade, and move your armies quickly and efficiently? The answer was simple: roads. Now, these weren't just any roads. These were Roman roads, some of which are still used today. But why did they go to such lengths to build these roads? And what made them so powerful? Stick with me, and I'll tell you a story of ingenuity, military strategy, and a thirst for empire that shaped the world as we know it. The Roman road system was nothing short of a marvel in its time, stretching over 250,000 miles at its peak. These roads connected far-flung provinces to the heart of Rome. It's hard to grasp the scale of this without seeing it in person or picturing it in your mind. Imagine walking from London to Cairo or driving from Madrid to Istanbul, all along roads that are still largely intact today. But how did they achieve this? The Romans didn't just slap some stones together and call it a day. Oh no, they built roads with incredible precision and sophistication. Let's break down the reasons why. It all starts with the Roman military. The Roman legions were the backbone of the empire's expansion. And one of their greatest advantages? Speed. The faster they could move their armies, the more territory they could conquer and hold. Roman roads were a military necessity, designed for one thing: mobility. Think of a Roman soldier marching across a Roman road. The typical Roman legionary could march about 20 miles a day, about double what most modern-day armies can do today. And it wasn't just about speed, it was also about efficiency. These roads were perfectly straight, avoiding obstacles when possible, and built with a slight curve to let water drain off. They were durable, strong, and built to withstand the test of time. You might be wondering, what exactly made these roads so impressive? It's all in the design. The Romans were master engineers. The secret was in their layered construction method. Roman roads had multiple layers, each serving a different purpose. The base layer, called the statumen, was made of large stones for stability. Above that, the rude ratio, or gravel, layer provided drainage, while the summa crusta, a surface layer of flat stones, gave the road its durability and smoothness. This careful layering created roads that could withstand the weight of Roman chariots and the elements. They didn't just want roads that looked good, they wanted roads that lasted. Some of these roads are so well constructed that you could still drive on them today if you were in the right places. But it wasn't just about the military. Roman roads were critical to trade and communication as well. Rome wasn't just about the conquest of land. It was about the conquest of resources. Goods had to move fast, efficiently, and safely across an empire spanning thousands of miles. Roman roads enabled merchants to travel from city to city, from province to province, trading everything from grains to spices to precious metals. Rome was a superpower, and like any superpower, communication was key. The roads allowed for fast dispatch of messages. In fact, the Romans developed a system of milestones, stone markers placed every mile. So messengers and travelers knew exactly how far they'd gone and how much further they needed to go. What's fascinating is that Roman roads were more than just a way to get from one place to another. They were a symbol of Roman power and control. Every time a Roman legion marched down a road, every time a merchant made a trade, every time a letter was delivered, it was a reminder of the reach and efficiency of the Roman Empire. These roads literally and figuratively connected the empire. Imagine being in a province far from Rome and suddenly seeing a road built by Romans. It was a reminder that Rome was everywhere, that you were part of something much larger than yourself, part of a grand, interconnected empire. And here's the twist: Roman roads weren't just a product of their time. Their legacy lives on today. When you drive on highways, many of those routes follow the paths of ancient Roman roads. Think about that. 2,000 years later, the exact same roads are still in use in some places. And it's not just about roads. They invented the concept of infrastructure as we know it. You could say the Romans laid the foundation for the world we live in today. Their roads weren't just about transportation. They were about connecting the world, about creating a legacy of engineering that would define the future of civilizations for centuries to come. But why should you care? Why does it matter today? Well, think about your daily life. Roads, transportation, trade, they're the backbone of modern society. Our economies are built on the movement of goods and people, just like the Romans. And the roads we drive on, whether they're highways or back roads, are still influenced by the genius of Roman engineers. Understanding why the Romans built such powerful roads helps us appreciate the systems we take for granted today. It gives us a window into how an empire achieved unimaginable success by thinking ahead, by planning with precision, and by using the resources at their disposal to create something lasting. So, what can we learn from the Romans? They didn't just build roads, they built the framework for an empire. They understood the power of infrastructure, mobility, and communication, and they used it to create an empire that endured for centuries. Now, I'd love to hear from you. How do you think the Roman road system influenced the modern world? Do you think our own infrastructure could learn from Roman methods? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you found it as fascinating as I did. Thank you for watching, and remember, every road you travel on might just carry with it the echoes of a time long past. Take a moment to appreciate how those ancient stones have shaped the way we live today. Until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.